Hey, I'm Alex Ratcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I want to talk about some fancy component holders. Now, full transparency and all that, these are from One Sharp Joe, and One Sharp Joe does do sponsored segments on the show over here, but this is not a sponsored video. This is me wanting to showcase some incredibly cool component things and all that stuff, and a giveaway as well, so stay tuned for that aspect of giveaway details and all that. I'll put everything in the description and all that. I'll put a link to his website. I'll also put a link to a coupon code and discount for all of that. But One Sharp Joe, you've probably seen him in various videos when I've talked about, give me a second here, when I've talked about stuff like the giant Marvel United X-Men set, or alternatively, if you give me a second here, these are heavy stuff over here. We got the Marvel Champions gigantic box full of Marvel Champions content. We also have a full Dominion box. He does a lot of inserts and organizers, and recently, let me move these out of the way, they are heavy. Recently, he started doing a bunch of these component holders, and I thought they were so cool that rather than put them into one of my regular upgrade and luxification videos, I wanted to do a full video and discussion on them so that you know that they are available. Now over here on the left I have my personal set, which is going to be, I believe walnut, I want to say. I don't think they say on them, but I believe walnut, plain, basic, to the point. I don't need anything fancy, and also fancy can be expensive. Over here, speaking of fancy and expensive, over here we have some more fancy stuff like, I don't even know what this is. There's cherry wood, there's purple heart, is that what it's called? There's a bunch of woods over here that I don't know what they are, and excuse my ignorance as we go through this, but oh, this one is the cherry probably, this is probably the purple one, and this is the only one in which it's actually choosing to stay on. Give me a second here, I don't want to mess up. There's a whole lot of give me a second here in this video. I just don't want to mess up the containers too much because this set on the right is the set that's going to be given away. So we're going to be giving away a bunch of these, one to each person over here for these component holders. I'm just going to show you the different types of wood we have in this sampler set, and then I'll go over the ones I have in my set as well, which have different designs as well. So these are basically, as you might imagine, component holders. They're available on the site. I'll have a link to that down below. The prices on these things range anywhere from like $25 to $60 or so a pop, depending on what you're getting, how fancy the wood is, what type of component holder it is, and all that. So this is not cheap. Not by a long shot, especially once you're getting a set of them. You're getting a set of 5 of these. On the low end, that's going to be $100. Now, on the plus side, I do have a discount code down below that you can go ahead and check that out in case you want to save. I think it's 20% off if I'm not mistaken. So, and that's it. That is limited. It's for like the next month, I believe, or month-ish, somewhere in that range. And I do not guarantee there'll be more discount codes in the future. Don't know. If there are, I'll happily share them. If there aren't, well, there's not much I can do there. Now, these things do have a small little divot on them, a little thing which is going to be helpful for aligning your magnets, because what you want to do is, as you start lining these up over here, to make sure they do actually stick as opposed to repulsing from each other. So if we go ahead and line this up over here, and then over here, and there we go. That's your little set of component holders. Little magnetic, hexagon system over here, which I hopefully should be able to pick up like that. Does not perfectly rest because I'm missing this one spot over here, but this is going to be your little set of component holders. This is going to hold whatever you need as far as putting your tokens and whatnot. We have our various tokens we can put into our different holders. We can actually try to match colors if we want to, try to be thematic as far as, there's only so many colors I actually have here, but we could try to match at least 3 colors, maybe a 4th. No, I don't think we can do a 4th here. We can do those here. Then you got little bits into your component holders over here. Pass it around, do what you need. Just pass the person the individual component holder there. Although because they're magnetic, you do want to be careful that you don't pull it apart and slide everything across the table. You can pass someone an individual holder. You can do whatever you want as far as, just they're nice component holders. That's what they are. These are nice, simple, to-the-point component holders. These are things you've seen before. This is not the first time they've been created. It's just that he started doing them, and I think they're very cool. And I have them in front of me, so I wanted to show you them. But these are basically just plain and to-the-point component holders, although we're not done yet because these are the basic ones. We're going to start adding these over here, and I have not looked at the prices on these, so I don't know how much of it is the wood versus how much of it is let's leave this over here. Let's leave this to the side. I don't know how much of this is the wood and how much is, this should be part of this set, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Now I'm not certain. I'm not certain if this is part of this set. We'll check. Anyways, let's go ahead and start showing you all of these over here. So, over here, we have a bunch more of these. And again, we'll just start connecting them, clipping them as far as we go. And again, you can choose how you want to do it. There is something nice about having different colors and sets as you go in terms of having the shades we had in the last one. That is a way you can approach it. But also, if you want to have it all the same color and set, then again, these tags over here, some of them fall off very easily, some don't. I think it's which set they came from. But now you can start seeing we have other things over here. So now if you want to start putting cards into your, boards over here, as well as a few tokens, we can go ahead and put these in play, like so. Just 2 rows of cards, however you want, just toss them in there, along with our, let's say, pretend that these are our, you know what, honestly, some of my favorite tokens are these metal tokens here. I like these ones a lot. We're going to go and toss a few of these into there. Why does our game of, Keystone, is it not Keystone? Why does a game of Keyforge have metal pieces? I don't know. It's the deluxe version, let's pretend. Anyways, going through more of these over here. We got this one, which this one's going to be just more in the ways of cards. So again, more cards. Let's go ahead and line the setup over there. Why do we need more cards? We need more cards. Maybe we're showing the various types of resources. And every one of these things is going to be game dependent in that sense, by the way. And it's worth noting, this is going to be harder to have things lined up against each other if you have a regular board versus that. Because this on its own, and you can easily put, a bunch of cards separated like this or so. But once you have it lined up to another one, you have to condense it because you can't be going against that edge. This is the furthest they'll slide. But you can easily have 2 cards there, 2 cards in the front. Well, you can figure out how you want to hold them. These are not the most efficient when you care about the text on the bottom of the cards. In general, a game like Keyforge, because you care about text on the bottom, you won't see the text on the bottom there. But if you are looking at things like, your wheat and your whatever in Catan, well, that's changes the conversation, because that's going to be, you can easily see that from even the top over here. It's also worth noting, because we have these 2 over here, we can go ahead and line these up, and you could go ahead and have a full row of card holders over there. So you have all that flexibility as far as being able to place them. You also can get things engraved, which is one of the fun things over here. So for example, and I don't know how much this costs over here, but we have little engraving. You can put a logo, you can put text. In my case, I have the Board Game Co. logo engraved onto that, which makes it the best place to put, some more of these tokens, because I like the metal over there, and so I want to put that in there. We have some more of these here. We're going to have some more half cards. We're just going to go through all the designs over here. It's also worth noting, by the way, because we don't need more cards right now. Any one of these coasters can be flipped over, and it will work as a coaster. Although you have to figure out the orientation. I think you have to reverse the orientation. But boom, there you go. Now you have your coaster on the table as well. So you have to reverse the orientation of the triangle, of the little dot they have. But we're going to toss this in here. And then we have one of these double component ones. These are the ones that I really do enjoy a lot more. This one over here. But this one is basically going to be enough to hold. You don't often need a full thing, especially if it's a personal player board. And this way you can have a little bit of wheat in one board over there in your personal board, as well as having a little bit of, let's grab some more of this stuff over here, over there. And that's what we have over there. So again, nothing crazy, but this is just the component setup. Now again, the thing to be mindful of as I show you all this is this stuff is not going to be cheap. This stuff is going to, it starts off cheap. One of these is not a lot, especially once you throw the 20% on. That's great. That's awesome. The problem is as you start to add more, whoa, that card is off the edge, and apparently it's not off the edge anymore. But once you start adding more and more, the costs will get more expensive. Just the nature of what these are. That one goes like that. Perfect. We did it right. And I think these are the types we have. So the main types we have is we have a full card tray over here. These full card trays, which you can put or however you want. You have your partial card trays in terms of your half card tray, half divot. You have your double half divot over here. And then you have your full divot. Those are going to be the types we have. And that is basically your component holder setup. That's all. Nothing crazy. These are things you've seen before. I've never had these in front of me before, and I want to show them because I think they are really cool and really nice. And I'm going to take these Keyforge cards, put them away. This is a Keyforge Unchained deck. I picked this up at Gamma. The Unchained are the ones that are potentially too powerful or just broken. I wasn't clear if they're inherently more powerful or if they're just not play tested to the point that they are safe. Either way, it's a Keyforge Unchained, a little deck. I need to go ahead and find this. Yeah, it's Unchained. I need to go put a destroy each creature with power 4 or lower, gain a chain. You must lose 3 in order to... Why am I focusing on this? I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyways, back to these over here. Let's take some of these components over here and put them away so I can continue talking about these. But yes, these are from One Sharp Joe. One Sharp Joe does a bunch of things on our site. This part's going to sound like an ad. It is an ad. It's not a paid for ad. It just happens to be me advertising stuff. I had a conversation one time with somebody recently about what the difference between an influencer and a content creator is. And... well, this video is not a great conversation for that. But the difference between an influencer and a content creator, the point that I thought really hit it well, is a content creator is there to inform, and whatever you do or don't do doesn't really matter. They're there to inform. We're putting out content for your entertainment, for your benefit. Versus the goal of an influencer is to sell. The goal is of an influencer is like, well, I'm going to show you this thing so you can buy this thing. In a video like this, I'm inherently being an influencer. I'm not trying to get you to show this thing, but I'm also not reviewing it. I mean, these are what they are. They are component holders. They're very nice, they're very solid, they're very expensive. Decide whether you want them. But I do think there is a value added to showcasing you something that might be a benefit, especially if you're only used to getting this from, I mean, if you got these from Wormwood, I think they're even more expensive, and so there's that factor as well. If you're looking for something similar that is a drop cheaper, especially with that 20% off, then these are very nice to have. So yes, there's a degree of spreading awareness here, but also don't just buy it because I'm showing it to you and it's new and shiny. I'd rather be a content creator than an influencer, which is why videos where I'm just showing and not really giving you pros and cons, those are less my personal jam. But sometimes it's value added, so here's where we are. Now let's go ahead and take this and try to see if we can put a final, you know what, let's see if we do this like this, because we're going to do the final thumbnail. So we want to grab this. This will be the thumbnail shot. We're going to take these, put it here. These are strong magnets, decently sized magnets, decently. We're going to line it up there. Perfect. Okay, great. Then we're going to take this and put it over here. That ought to work. Perfect. That's going to do a decent job for the thumbnail over here. So this is going to be the final thumbnail, or at some point while I'm talking here. But yes, these are... Sorry, these are the various token component holders from One Sharp Joe. I'll have a link to a site down below. In general, his stuff is fantastic. I've used his stuff in a lot of things, and I've used his stuff well before he ever sponsored anything on the show because his stuff is good. He puts out good quality inserts, good quality component holders. These are new. These are something that he hasn't done before. I don't know if he's dabbling in plastic yet or not. I think he was... ish, maybe, I don't know. But either way, you can check out the stuff. There'll be a discount code as well. I don't know if the discount code is only for these or for anything, but go check out his site if you're interested. He has a lot of good things, a lot of helpful things, and just buy responsibly. It's going to add costs to your hobby, so decide if you want it, decide if it's worth it to you. But this is me just showing it to you so you know at least that it exists. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe. Oh, wait, giveaway stuff. Forgot about that stuff. If you want to be eligible for any of these giveaway thingies over here, these 6 over here are going to be given away individually. And yes, because some of these are the more expensive woods, there's like up to like a $50, $60 value a piece for some of these. But as far as if you want to be eligible for the giveaway, I should think about these things beforehand. First of all, I will cover U.S. shipping. I unfortunately would international shipping. I don't know. These are smaller, so I might be able to. What I'll say is I'll cover up to the price of U.S. shipping for international shipping. So if you win it internationally, you'd have to cover the difference. And again, keep in mind you're just getting one of these, so it's cool to have, but it's probably mainly worth it if you're planning on anyways getting a set, in which case these are extra for that. As far as how to do this, I will be randomly picking which person gets which one from the nicer wood. So you're not going to be eligible for a specific one. I'm just going to be picking from whoever wins. There are 7 of these, therefore there are going to be 6 of these. I can't count. There are 6 of these, therefore there'll be 6 winners, and let's go ahead and say I'm not that creative. I don't know. I've done Joe before. Let's do Sharp. If you put in the comment down below somewhere in this video, just throw the word Sharp. S-H-A-R-P. It could be any part of a word. It could be part of a word. It could be by its own. But as long as the 5 letters in a row, Sharp, S-H-A-R-P, are in the comment down below, and I'll cover up to the cost of U.S. shipping to U.S. shipping, or to international, I'll cover the cost of that. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this video a day. These are cool. These are fun. These are expensive. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I hope you have a good one.